I think whenever you're in a company, you've always got a different power dynamic depending on people's positions within that company. But you put them in a completely different environment where none of them know what they're doing.
Like a fire engine with things on fire. And that was quite interesting because we took their director and their MD and we said, right, you're going to be a casualty on the floor and you can't speak. So the way we ran that day is we spent the morning where we trained half of them on the fire appliance. We had all the uniforms, the helmets, gloves, boots, everything. And what we did is put them in the back of it, drove around the car park, and then they had to get out and do some sort of test drills. And we also hired an ambulance for the day. And so we trained the other half of their company on first aid and scenarios and emergency sort of techniques. And they just finished up lunch and we rang the fire bell. They all had to come down the stairs, put on all the uniform, half jumped in the fire appliance, half jumped in the fire in the ambulance. Blues and twos on round this sort of hotel car park. And as they came round the corner, we'd set fire to 2 or 3 big metal bins. 4 casualties on the floor, all sort of acting students in for the day with different wounds and blood here and there and everything. But the director was one of the guys on the floor. So the rest of the team they were running back to the forward. They had no direction. They were all over the place. You know, they got it. The fires put out in the end and everybody rescued, but it was just carnage. And it was great because we were able to debrief that in a way where they had a brilliant day. And we're like, well, who was second in command? When your director's taken out of the game, who was calling the shots? No one stepped up because no one had been trained or given that responsibility.